Dean of the Faculty of Industrial Engineering, Professor Dr. Irfan Darmawan, and the Honorable Vice Dean 1, the School of Industrial and System Engineering, Dr. Tin Fabrianti, the Honorable Vice Dean 2, the School of Industrial and System Engineering, Dr. Insinyur Luciana Andrawina, the Honorable Head of Publication and Community Services, Dr. Kemas Muslim, the Honorable General Chair of ICADEIS 2025, Dr. Cino Swakanto, the Honorable Moderator today's sessions, Dr. Hanif Fakhruroja, and the Honorable Keynote Speaker, Dr. Engineering Ayu Purwarianti, Dr. Edi Triono Nuryatno, PhD, Profesor Media TS Dr. Muhammad Arfian bin Ismail, Mr. Daniel Korenblum, and Mr. Raj Mahalingan. On behalf of the organizing committee, it's my great honor to welcome you to the International Conference Advanced in Data Science, E-Learning and Information System, or ICADEIS 2025, with the theme Integrating Data Science and Information Systems. It's a truly privilege to have all of you here for the pivotal conference, where brilliant minds from around the globe come together to share knowledge, foster innovations, and contribute to advance in various disciplines. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fandi. I'm delegate to serve as your master of ceremonies today. Before we begin, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the organizing committee, sponsor, and contribute who have made this event possible. Special thanks also to Telkom University, the School of Industrial and System Engineering, and Digital Enterprise System and Technology, or DES Research Group, for their outstanding support and dedications. Your commitment has truly made this event a success. Now, to set the stage for the exciting event, let us begin with a short video profile of ICADEIS 2025, showcasing the significance of this conference. Thank you so much for that inspiring video. Now, before we proceed with the event, we would like to show you a brief safety induction video to ensure that everyone is aware of the important safety guideline of this venue. Welcome to the Green Campus of Telkom University. We're currently at Telkom University Landmark Tower, Telkom University, Bandung, located in the Bandung Technoplex area. Jalan Telekomunikasi Jurusan Bandung, West Java, Indonesia. This building has a basic oval tube shape, has 19 main floors and one basement floor, which functions as a parking area for teaching lecturers. In general, the layout of the Telkom University Landmark Tower is divided into 5 room layouts. Layout 1 consists of the basements. Layout 2 student lounge and service center. Layout 3 floors 2 to 15. Layout 4 floor 16. Layout 5 floors 17 to 19. Layout 1 basement. This basement floor has one main entrance, located on right wing. 10 elevators are located in the middle of the building.
Two emergency elevators are located on the right and left wings of the building. Four emergency stairs are located. Four points of fire extinguisher cylinders are placed on the right and left wings of the building. Fire sprinklers are spread across the main points of the room. Fire extinguisher levels service center. There is one main entrance located at the front of the building. Four gathering points are located on the outmost ring around the building. And 10 elevators are located in the middle of the building. Two emergency elevators are located on the right and left wings of the building. Four emergency doors are located right next to the emergency stairs. 4 points of fire extinguisher cylinders are placed on the right and left wings of the building. And fire sprinklers are spread across the main points of the room. Layout 3 floor 2 to floor 15 in this layout. Main access is via the lobby lift and emergency stairs 10 lifts are located in the middle of the building. Two emergency lifts are located on the right and left wings of the building. Four emergency stairs are located on the right and left wings of the building. 4 points of fire extinguisher cylinders are placed on the right and left wings of the building. And fire sprinklers are spread across the main points of the room. Layout 4 floor 16. In this layout, the main access is via the lobby lift and emergency stairs 5 lifts are located in the middle of the building. One emergency lift is located on the left wing of the building. Two emergency stairs are located on the right and left wings of the building. 2 points of fire extinguisher cylinders are placed on the right and left wings of the building. And fire sprinklers are spread across the main points of the room. Layout 5 17th floor to 19th floor, layout 4 16th floor in this layout. This is the main access via the lobby lift and emergency stairs. 5 lifts are located in the middle of the building. One emergency lift is located on the left wing of the building. 2 emergency stairs are located on the right and left wings of the building and 4 points of the cylinder. Light fire extinguishers are placed on the right and left wings of the building. Fire sprinklers to be able to carry activities safely and comfortably. Make sure you know the rescue procedures and the emergencies that may occur, including earthquakes and fires. What if you don't need to panic? 3. Stay away from collapsing. 4. Take shelter under a sturdy place such as a table or under a roof until the vibrations stop. 5. Protect your head. What if there is a fire? A sign of a fire is the sound of an alarm. No need to panic when a fire occurs. Crawl towards the emergency door or emergency stairs if the hallway is filled with smoke. Cover your nose and mouth with a handkerchief or tissue moistened with water to reduce the dirt and air out into your mouth. If possible, immediately extinguish the fire with a fire extinguisher. Follow the instructions for use. If it is not possible to extinguish it yourself, immediately evacuate. In all cases of emergencies that occurred earlier, what you need to do is follow the evacuation instructions from the evacuation officer. Evacuate. Do not run, walk quickly, calmly, and orderly. Take off my heels to avoid the risk of falling. Do not carry heavy objects. Heavy objects in your hands will hinder the evacuation process. Do not use the elevator if you are in a get out immediately. Elevator stops. Use the emergency stairs when going down the stairs. Walk orderly while holding the available handrail. Follow the directions to the emergency door. The officer will direct you to the gathering point. Immediately report if anyone is not present at the gathering point. Never return to the building for any reason before there is an announcement that the situation is safe. Every time you enter a building, make sure you pay attention to the location of the door and emergency stairs. Thank you for your attention. We hope you can do your activities safely and comfortably in the Telkom University campus environment. Have a nice day. Telkom University, creating the future.
Thank you so much for that inspiring and important safety informations. Now, I invite everyone to stand up for the Indonesian national anthem and March Telkom University.
Telkom University, sinergi bangun negeri, maju dalam ilmu pengetahuan, satukan tegak bersama, padukan langkah, bawa bangsa menuju garis depan. Raih cita radu asa, singsingkan lengan, tingkatkan inovasi, unggulan dan prestasi, semua demi keluhuran bangsa, masyarakat adil bersejahtera. Laksanakan pendidikan dengan semangat pengabdian, ciptakan kehidupan gemilang. Telkom University, kebanggaan Pertiwi, maju dengan karya, berperan bagi bangsa, bagi Indonesia, bagi dunia. sinergi bangun negeri, maju dalam ilmu pengetahuan. Satukan tekad bersama, padukan langkah, bawa bangsa menuju garis depan. Raih cita rajut asa, singsingkan lengan, tingkatkan inovasi, unggulan berprestasi. Semua demi keluhuran bangsa, masyarakat adil makmur sejahtera. Laksanakan pendidikan dengan semangat pengabdian, ciptakan kehidupan gemilang. Telkom University, kebanggaan Pertiwi, maju dengan karya, berperan bagi bangsa, bagi Indonesia, bagi dunia.
Thank you so much, everyone. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, now to set an inspiring tone for today's conference, we present an opening performance by the traditional dance unit of Telkom University, who will present the Tari Merak. So, this is the iconic Tari Merak, freeband performance originating from West Java, Indonesia, drawing inspiration from the graceful movement of the people. This dance symbolizes beauty, freedom, and harmony with nature. So, without further ado, please enjoy the enhanced performance of Tari Merak by the traditional dance unit of Telkom University. Give applause for the traditional dance unit of Telkom University. Thank you for that amazing performance by the traditional unit of Telkom University. So following that, we will hear the full welcome speech. Firstly, we have the General Chair of ICADEIS 2025, Dr. Sinung Swakanto, STMT, who will report about the ICADEIS 2025. Dr. Sinung Swakanto, the floor is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Rector of Telkom University, Prof. Dr. Adi Wijaya, whom is being represented by the Head of Publication and Community Service, Dr. Kemas Muslim, as joined online. And then the Honorable Dean of School of Industrial Engineering and System Engineering, Prof. Dr. Irfan Dharma, being represented by the Vice Dean 1, Dr. Dean Febrianti Kusamasari. Also, the Honorable Keynote Speaker, Dr. Honorable Keynote Speaker, Dr. Edi Triono Nuryatno, the Honorable Keynote Speaker, Professor Matia Maf Arifin bin Ismail, the Honorable Keynote Speaker, Mr. Daniel Kronblum, the Honorable Keynote Speaker, Mr. Rats Mahalingam, the Honorable Moderator, Dr. Hanif Fakuroja, and also the Honorable Lecturer and Officer, distinguished guests, and all participants. Okay, it's my great honor to welcome you all to this important event in the International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning and Information System 2025. On this occasion, we are incredibly proud to witness the presence of over than 427 papers and for about 1097 authors from 30 diverse countries, including Indonesia, USA, Malaysia, Philippines, France, Bangladesh, India, Greece, Australia, Iran, Thailand, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. So this conference is not only a platform to share knowledge and latest research finding, but also a space to strengthen international collaboration in the field of the data science, e-learning, and information system. So in this year, we received over about 427 paper submission, which is reflects the high level of the pool, high level of the interest and intention from the development of science and technology. Based on this pool, only for about 157 papers were successfully accepted for presentation this conference, which means that the acceptance rate is for about approximately in 50%. This number reflects the quality and the strong commitment of the researcher and the practitioner to present here, and we are deeply grateful for your contribution. And then this conference is not only a platform for scientific presentation, but also an opportunity to expand network, build collaboration between countries, and explore new ideas that can benefit the future advancement of science and technology. Through the topics that will be discussed for the next 2 days, these days and for tomorrow, we hope to create inspiring and solution-oriented discussion to address the major challenge device in the field of data science, e-learning, and also in information system. We greatly appreciate the speaker who will share their knowledge and experience, as well as the participant who have taken the time to attend and actively engage. This conference is not just about listening, but we sure this is about interacting, asking questions, also engaging in meaningful discussion. We hope that The session will provide great benefit for the development of research and practice in our field. Lastly, I would like to offer my apologies as the chair if there have been any shortcoming in the preparation or execution of this conference. Maybe as the organizing committee, we have made free efforts to ensure everything runs smoothly. But we acknowledge that given the complexity, such and even there may be some area where things that have not gone perfectly as planned. Therefore, we truly appreciate for your understanding and vision, and also we hope this conference will provide significant benefit, broaden our perspective, and strengthen the collaboration already established between the participating countries. My discussion and findings share help people development of knowledge and technology in the field of data science, learning, and information system. Once again, welcome to the ICADEIS today. And I wish all of you productive and enriching conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sidung, for your insightful report and remarkable dedication and leading ICADEIS 2025. Next, we will hear the opening speech from the Dean of the School of Industrial and System Engineering, Professor Dr. Irfan Darmawan, STMT, which will be represented by the Vice Dean 1, Dr. Tin Fabianti Kusumasari, STMT. Dr. Tin, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. The Honorable Rector of Telkom University, Professor Dr. Adi Wijaya, whom is being represented by Head of Publication and Community Service, Dr. Kemas Muslim, join in online. The Honorable Keynote Speaker, Dr. Ayu Purwarianti, TMT. The Honorable Keynote Speaker, Dr. Edi Triono Nuryatno, PhD. The Honorable Keynote Speaker Professor Madya TS Dr. Muhammad Arfian bin Ismail, the Honorable Keynote Speaker Mr. Daniel Kornblum, the Honorable Keynote Speaker Mr. Raj Mahalingam, the Honorable Lecturer and Officer, distinguished guests, and all participants. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning and Information System 2025, ICADEIS 2025, organized by School of Industrial Engineering, FRI, and Telkom University. As the faculty, FRI play a vital role in leading research in the area of data science and information system, and this conference serves as a platform to forecast academic. Today, I'm honorable to deliver this speech on behalf of our Dean, Professor Dr. Irfan Darmawan, who is unfortunately unable to attend. Nonetheless, I share the same enthusiasm and commitment in welcoming of you to this prestigious event. This primary object of ICADEIS 2025 is to bring together academic, researcher, engineer, scientists, industrial professional, and students from around the world. This conference provides an opportunity to exchange ideas, share the latest research finding, and discuss innovation in data science, e-learning, innovation, information system, and it is our firm belief that such collaboration are essential for driving forward the frontiers of science and technology. Hosting the international conference is privileged for our faculty as as it reflects our commitment to advancing research, fostering innovation, and promoting global academic collaboration. Through ICADEIS 2025, we aim to strengthen partnership, inspire new research direction, and contribute to the global discourse on computing, technology, and innovation. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our distinguished keynote speaker and oral presenter for their valuable contribution to this conference. My appreciation also goes to all the committee members whose dedication and hard work to have made this event possible. All participants, I hope this conference will serve as a meaningful platform for knowledge exchange, collaboration, and inspiration. May ICADES 2025 spark innovative ideas and drive impactful research in the field of computing, technology, and innovation. Thank you, and I wish you all productive and successful conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please give applause for Dr. Ayu Purwarianti for your inspiring and thoughtful speech. Last but not least, let's hear from Director of Telkom University, Professor Dr. Adi Wijaya, SSE, MSc. So in this case, the welcome speech will be represented by the Head of Publication and Community Services, Dr. Kemas Muslim, who join online. Dr. Kemas Muslim, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, amin. Allahumma sholli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. The honorable keynote speakers, Ibu Dr. Engineering Ayu Purwarianti, Bapak Dr. Edi Triono Nuryatno, PhD, Profesor Madya, Dr. Moh Alfian bin Ismail, Mr. Daniel Korenblum, Mr. Raj Mahalingam, also the Honorable Dean of the School of Industrial Engineering and System Engineering, Professor Dr. Irfan Darmawan, represented by the Vice Dean 1, Dr. Tin Febrianti Kusumasari. Also, the Honorable Vice Dean 2, Dr. Insinyur Luciana Andrawina, and also not to forget Pak Sinu, Conference Chair, distinguished guests, esteemed researchers, educators, industry professionals, and participants from around the world. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you to the 2025 International Conference on Advancements in Data Sciences, E-Learning, and Information System, ICADEIS 2025. First of all, I would like to convey warm regards from our rector, Professor Adi Wijaya, who is unable to deliver his speech due to other agenda. I also would like to apologize to all the on-site participants because I myself unfortunately cannot attend this opening on-site due to another invitation from the government of Kabupaten Bandung. So this conference stands as a testament to the power of collaboration and innovation, bring together brilliant minds from diverse backgrounds to address the evolving challenges and opportunities in our fields. Over today and tomorrow, we'll embark on the journey of discovery, engaging in meaningful discussions, sharing groundbreaking research, and exploring the transformative potential of data sciences, e-learning, and information systems. This conference is not just a platform for presenting ideas, but a space to inspire new connections, foster partnerships, and collectively shape a future that is more connected, innovative, and sustainable. As we gather here today, let us remember that our purpose extends beyond academic discourse. We are here to explore how data sciences, e-learning, and information systems can drive positive change, empower communities, and contribute to a more sustainable and equitable world. It is my hope that the discussions and collaborations sparked during this conference will lead to impactful advancements that resonate far beyond these walls. On behalf of Telkom University and the organizing committee, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making ICADEIS 2025 a reality. To our authors, reviewers, sponsors, and participants, your dedication and hard work have been instrumental in bringing this event to life. I encourage you to actively participate in these sessions, engage in thought-provoking discussion, and seize the opportunities to connect with fellow attendees. Together, let us make this conference a memorable and transformative experience. Thank you, and I wish you all inspiring, productive, and successful conference ahead. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
many languages like that. So this is like our job also to preserve this language. So NLP, natural language processing, is one of it. Okay. So these are the publication paper in Indonesian languages and also local languages. You can see here there are like some improvement, right? Since 2000. I don't know. Are you already born yet? Since 2000, there's only like a few pages, I mean, a few publications on the Indonesian languages for the natural language processing, right? I assume that you already know about natural language processing. It's like part of the AI where the input or the output is a natural language. Okay, it can be text, it can be speech actually, but here we're talking only about the text space. Okay, but now, like, now it's 2025, right? In the 2024, I mean, since 2020, 2021, and the 2024, the number of papers is more than 200 papers each year, which is good. And I really hope that you also join this NLP research because it's not difficult, especially now there is LLM, large language model. Okay. So I try to search, I mean, to do research on these phases of the NLP research in Indonesia. Then I think it's like start before the 2005 rocks. This one is very first phase. This is very low publication number of Indonesian NLP. Then after that, we have this less than 50 publication each year, 2006 until 2011. Then after that, up to 80 publication each year. Then up to 100 publication each year. So I think these two phases, it has several milestones with it boosts the publications. We can see the detail here. Okay, so you can imagine, in 2000 until 2005, there are only several Indonesian students, including me actually, and also like Paruli Manurung and then Bumirna Adriani is already passed away. Parila Mandala is another examples. We took several, become the PhD students outside of Indonesia, in UK, in Japan, in several places. So what we do there, we are just making some publications. So if we go to like a conference, we will meet these people, just a few people. Then after we return to Indonesia, right? And then we kind of like teaching this NLP subject to all the students, and then it becomes higher number because the students they conduct the research, and these students actually, many of the students are also teachers and also lecturers in other universities. So they return to their home base university, and then they also conduct the research. So this one, these three phrases, I think it's kind of like natural interaction. No, it's a natural event, natural phenomenon. But in these two phases, we have this Indonesian Association for Computational Linguistics. So it's an association for natural language processing. You can also join it. I think Bu Ade Pak Arif from Telecom University, they also once become the chair of the Indonesian Association for Computational Linguistics. So it's started because we want to have the NLP research in Indonesia become better and better. Because we found out that there are some researchers who conduct the same method. For example, the sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis are tools to analyze the text, whether the sentiment is positive, negative, or neutral. Right? Do you know drone emprit? Drone emprit product is one of it. The sentiment analysis. Usually, if there's like election, usually give the summary, the summary opinion of the people, about the candidates, right? The positives number, the negative numbers, and so on. So actually, they use this natural language processing, and then there are some research in Indonesia. They actually conduct the same method, the same algorithm. The different only the data set. So we find that okay, it's not too good for our research. I mean, we should like share our data set because the NLP data set is very difficult to build actually. So that's why we founded this Indonesian Association for Computational Linguistics, so we can share the data sets for the text base and also the speech base. Then after that, we can move on. And we can also share the method. So our research, the papers can have more citations, right? So it's like a win-win solutions. Then after that, the sharing of Indonesian NLP data and resources actually just started in 2020. Okay. I will show you several papers on it. There are like several milestones. So this is like the second phase, 2005 and 2011. You can see this is like a paper from Bumirna Adriani. So in this phase, most of the application is about the natural language processing tools, basic tools. So this one is actually this one is like morphological analyzer to stem a words, just to stem a words. For example, memakan. What is the stem? Is the makan, something like that. So makanan is also makan. So if we have like memakan and makanan, if we stem it into makan, then we can search it easier, right? So this is like the example, and then this is one of my paper in the part of speech tagger. Give the part of speech of for each words in the text, whether it's a noun, it's a verb, and so on. Okay, and this one is the speech recognition by Budesi. This is like I think one of the first automatic speech recognition for Indonesian. So what Budesi did, she gathered the data by asking all Indonesian people in Tokyo University back then to record. Yeah, they do the record of their voice. So this one is neural based, really neural based. So in the AI, usually it's the machine learning, right? But many of these preliminary research is neural based. And then early machine learning based Indonesian NLP tools with small size data sets because it's a very, small set because it's like an individual research. Next, 2012 until 2015, we start the text mining application. We start using the machine learning algorithms for many kinds of text mining products. So these are just the example of the sentiment classification. So this one is conducted by my student. His name is Aksat Rashid Naradipa. So have you heard No Limit? No Limit is a company started from 2011 actually. The company built the social media monitoring. So the engine for the social media monitoring, the first engine for the sentiment analysis, actually was his master thesis. So it was very old one. I mean, the technique is still using like the dictionary, and then use some very simple machine learning algorithm. But then it works, and No Limit still exists. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Most of it, if you see here, many of it using this sentiment analysis for the social media data. Because back then we can use Twitter. It's easy to use Twitter. Now we have to pay. It's about data. Uh, okay, next. So this one is the fourth phase. Yeah. When we start to build this Indonesian Association for Computational Linguistics, we start deep learning here. But here, without large language model, okay? Still not large language model. Still not large. Yeah, it's a language model, but not large. So here, all Indonesian researcher, they start to use deep learning, whether it is a word non-contextual word embedding or contextual word embedding. So that's technique in the natural language processing. Yeah, this is very various. The task also very various. No, so not only sentiment classification, but also we have these like summarizations. So this was built by I think before Samuel Lopan is a lecturer in the University of Indonesia. Now he's already moved uh, outside of Indonesia. Okay. And then the last one is the fifth phase. So here, not only conduct research in the using the deep learning, but also we share and collaboration. Okay. So if there is funding, the funding was used to build the data. For example, I will show you several paper of it. So I hope you will more understand about this. I will show you this one. This is the data set that we try to collect. We try to collect the data set and then put it into our IndoBird. IndoBird is a pre-trained language model. Unlike the DeepSeek who using the decoder, this one is using the encoder base. So it's kind of different with the DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a generative one. This is a discriminative one. So if you want to use it for the sentiment analysis, you can use this IndoBird. But if you want to use it for the machine translation, you cannot use this one because the machine translation use the generative one, right? So we try just to gather all the datas, and then after that, we build several pre-trained language models. So they are IndoBird light based and everything. This is very you can access, and then it is very easy to be used because it is available in Hugging Face since the beginning. And then we try some data set, the training data and also the testing data on several models. So not only using our IndoBird language model, but also we try to compare it with the multilingual one. So this one is the multilingual. This is by other researcher not from Indonesia. And also we try to build another one, which is non-contextual word embedding. This one is the contextual word embedding. Yeah, there are several. I think most of the NLP tasks, the IndoBird got higher result compared to the multilingual one, right? The best part is that the IndoBird size is much lower than the multilingual. I think it's in 2020. And then after that, this pre-trained language model was used not only by the researcher, but also by industry. So back then, I met an engineer from Bukalapak, and then he said that, "Thank you, Bu, for making this because we use it in Bukalapak," something like that. It's everyone. We just like share it to everyone. Okay, so you can see there is this text classification task, the emotion classification, the sentiment classification. This also the sentiment classification, but this one is the aspect-based sentiment classification. This is the textual entailment. And then this one is the sequential labeling. The sequential labeling is when you classify each word. So for this one, you classify one text with one label, right? One text, whether it is positive, negative, and neutral. But this one, each word has a label. So for example, like whether this word is a noun or it's a verb and so on. So sequential labeling means that for one word, it has one label. So for one sentence, it has a lot of label, right? Depend on the words. So this two is part of speech tagger. And then this one is the keyword extraction. And then this one is the name entity recognition. And then this one is the question answering, but the factual one, which means that the question answering in the question answering module, the answer will be inside the paragraph that was the resource of the answers. It should be in the paragraph. So that's why it's also the question sequence labeling. Okay. Next, after the NLU engine, we also try, which was very hard actually to have a good result. This is the generative one. Actually, we also tried this, the generative one. We add the Sundanese and Javanese using the available one, the common crawl, and also from the Wikipedia. So we built the IndoBART and IndoGPT very small size. So the result is not too good. But even if it is small size, we cannot use our infrastructure because we don't have a good server. So fortunately, there is someone from the Google DeepMind, which is Indonesian people, Adiguna. He helped us in building this generative one. So we use actually the server in Google for this one. So we also try to compare with the available one, the multilingual, and also the baseline. And then if you see here, the result of our IndoBART and IndoGPT is still lower than the multilingual one. This is different with the previous one, right? The IndoBART is higher for the multilingual one, but this one for the generative, we are still lower. Okay, this is due to the number of data set and also the parameter, the hyperparameter and everything. We have very limited resource. So this is just the result. I think it's in 2020 or something. Okay. And then we also built this Nusa crowd. So you want to search it, you can search Nusa catalog. This is where you can use available dataset. So we ask people to upload the information of the dataset here. So everyone, the students, the teachers, the industry, they can just search what they want and then use it. Just go to the link and then use it. So if you want to use it, just put into the search, for example, sentiment analysis, sentiment classification, or question answering, or machine translation, everything. And then this portal just will give you the list of it. And then you just can have. You need just to load the dataset or open in the Hugging Face and everything. So this is one of the aim one why the INACL exists, the Indonesian Association for Computational Linguistics. So we're very happy that we can ask many people to join this. So there are so many authors here, including Bu Ari, Bu Ari. There's so many authors here. Because the idea is that we want to ask people just to share the data set here. So next, this is our attempt to have several low resource languages. So we add these 3 languages of Buginess. Where is it? Not here, right? Okay, we have several local languages. Here we also collect the data set. We collect the data set. We ask annotators. They have to write some paragraphs, and then after that, we put it into our fine tuning for the Indo-BERT and everything. So actually, the idea is that we add our pre-trained language model with new languages. So we try to collect these languages. So the problem is that the annotation part, how we collect the data set, because we want to have the native speakers. For example, if you want to have this Buginess language, so we need to find Buginess people. Yeah. And it is very difficult to find the native speaker of Buginess. We need really to find in their village. Yes, in Sulawesi. And there was like a problem where there's an outbreak in the electricity. So for one day, but they can only have 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So 5 hours, they will not use it for the annotation, right? They will use it for other things, to clean their house, to clean their clothes and everything, right? So it's not easy actually to manage this kind of annotation. And then next, actually, we tried also to fine tuning the generative one. We call it Chendol. It was accepted in last year ACL, Association Computational Linguistics 2024 in Thailand. So Chendol was built from the Llama 2. So when DeepSeek was built from Llama 3 and also Gemma 2, this one is before Llama 3. We conducted research before the Llama 3 come out. So we conduct it up on the Llama 2. So the idea is that we try to collect the data and do the fine tuning on the Llama 2. So have you heard Sahabat AI, which was launched by Indosat when Jensen Huang came to Indonesia? Jensen Huang is the CEO of the NVIDIA. And there are so many news about it. And then Jensen Huang went to Vietnam and then make industry there, right? He invest something there, but in Indonesia, he didn't invest anything. Just come and take pictures and then eat food, right? So the Sahabat AI was built up on Llama 3. Our research was built on Llama 2. So we was always helped by Gojek actually. Is there any Gojek here? I forgot to write Gojek. So actually, the Gojek engineers, they are like join the Indo NLP one. So they help us also in using the infrastructure, also the server. But the server we also use the one that provided by Dikti, the ministry. So they have several A100 servers, and then we use the server to build Chendol. So actually, you can imagine Chendol is similar with DeepSeek, but which much lower number of data and with different method, because we don't have the time large enough to conduct several methods and then try to compare. Yeah. And then we, because this channel is Indonesian, so we try not only for the Indonesian language, right? So we have this Sundanese language, Javanese language, Buginese language, so several languages that we train. But not only we try to test with the seen language that already put into the training data, but we also try it for the unseen language, for the Aceh and everything, Maduranese, etc. So we want to check whether this LLM, the channel one, can also have a good result if we use the unseen language. Unseen languages means that the language is not used for the training of the AI model. We just use it for the testing. Okay. And then, yeah, this is the last paper that was accepted in the workshop of calling. This is the Nusa dialogue. So we also tried this to collect these three languages for the dialogue and paragraph, because dialogue dataset is very difficult. Sentiment analysis dataset is easier to collect because you just have one text and then just annotate positive, negative, neutral. But dialogue dataset is difficult. You have to make a dialogue between two people. Okay. So this is the example of the dialogue, something like this. It's very you know, the same. It's also challenging because actually we, as the authors, we don't understand the languages. Actually, we don't understand the languages, so it's very challenging. We just rely on the annotators here, but we have this quality assurance also, where one of the annotator was asked to check all the data set. This is another example. We also add this female and male information of each dialogue because we want to see the bias information. Yeah, the bias information in Indonesia. So it's an odd that for people, if they talk about automotive, they will like label this automotive to male. Yeah, most of the male annotator make the male actor to speak more on the automotive one. Okay, this is an example. So let's go to the companies. So these are just the examples of the Indonesian companies in natural language processing. So you can imagine the research. It started from 2000, 2005, 2011, for example, like this one, No Limit. After he got the engine, and then he tried to make this social media monitoring. So, you can see here the social media monitoring. Not only No Limit, we also have this drone Umprit, right? So, not only these two, there are also other companies. But interestingly, is that many companies in the social media monitoring actually is not Indonesian company. Very interesting. So, for example, NTT from Japan, he made this social media monitoring. Once asked me about how to build the sentiment analysis and so on. But I think we need to support. We need to support the Indonesian NLP companies. Yeah. So, for example, the Prosa.ai. Prosa made this technology the business to customer, not business to business. While this one is business to business, but also business to business. This one is the automatic speech recognition and the text to speech. Actually, it is business to customer. So they provide this text to speech at tts.prosa.ai, where we can put some text and then generate a file, an audio file. So the audio file, you can just use it anywhere. For example, you can use it in your YouTube video or anything. So most of the customer using the TTS is actually YouTuber, TikTokers. Yeah, because it's not expensive. There's some package like about less than 50,000 rupiah for 1 month. So it's not that expensive for the YouTuber and TikTokers. Yeah. But still, it compete with the big industry product. Yeah. So all of our Indonesian NLP industry, actually they compete with a big international companies. Yeah. For example, if Prosa came to a company, even government, come to BUMN, and then they show this Indonesian automatic speech recognition, and then they will ask, how is the comparison with the Google ASR? See, so this is another problem for our industrial company. We need to support. Most of the company in Indonesia for the NLP actually is the dialect system. So this one three or only a few of it. The Kata.ai is very the beginning one is since 2015, and then since they use like they are actually very focused in the dialect system. So before using the AI, actually they use also just people, and then they change it to AI. And then Bahasa.ai, Igiro. So these are the company in the dialect system. Let me show you several of it. This is the example of the social media analysis. So the idea is that to take they crawl the social media and then take the text from the social media. Don't ask me whether they paid for the Twitter or not, right? They have a strategy for that. So not only the text, but also the speech, the audio one. And then after that, if it is an audio, they need to transform it first into the text and then put it into their sentiment analyzer. So this is the sentiment analyzer. They have to make an AI model to classify whether a text is a positive, negative, or neutral, or the emotions or the topics. So they have several models, several AI models in these tools. Then after that, they make this dashboard. So the company for the user just open the dashboard and then put the company name. For example, Telkomsel, right? And then they will have this information about Telkomsel day by day. What is the opinion of people for the Telkomsel and everything? So not only for the companies, right? The political party they need it, especially when it's really near with the election. Yeah, and also the candidates. Next is the chatbot. So, like I said, chatbot is a very popular one. I don't know whether you already tried this. Bechao has Fira, Berry has Sabrina, if I'm not mistaken. They have their own name for the chatbot. Usually the female names. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a bias actually. Name your chatbot as female name. Okay. Actually, there are several techniques in the chatbot. It can be a rule based. It can also be an AI based. So if you see, if we make this voice to voice dialect system, then you will need like three components, right? The speech recognition. You turn from the speech to text, right? And after you become the text, you need this dialect system. And then after that, you get the response from the dialect system in text, and then you need the speech synthesize to change from the text to speech, right? So basically, there are three big components. And after that, after you got the dialects, actually, you can also have this dialect analysis, dialect analytics. You can see the dialects, the topics, the sentiment, whether if there is like customer service agent, whether what do they did is really comply with the regulation. Yeah, you can have this additional AI model. For the dialect system, like I said, it can be rule based, but it can also using AI. Yeah. Well, now because there are so many large language model like DeepSeek, Llama, Gemma, so many companies use this large language model, and then they use this method called retrieval augmented generation. Retrieve the document first, and then after that you put it into an LLM using the on-premise LLM. So they don't have to use the OpenAI API. Just use the on-premise LLM so their data will be safer. Okay. I think that's all for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope we can have more discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Please give
applause to Dr. Ayu for insightful and inspiring presentation. We have just had the privilege to listening of Dr. Ayu presentation. Her work not only enhance computational linguistics but also plays a crucial role in various real-world applications, including social media monitoring, sentiment analysis, multilingual NLP, and regulatory compliance. Now we will transition into our discussion and Q&A session, where you have the opportunity to engage directly with Dr. Purwarianti. This is your chance to her explore uh, an interactive, productive discussion. Please follow this guide. First, if you have question, raise your or type it in the chat if you are joining online. Please introduce yourself briefly before asking your question, and keep your content and relevant today discussion. Okay, let's begin to discussion. Who would like to ask the first question? It's our privilege. Okay, please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Nisrina Febrianti. And first of all, thank you for Bu Ayu. Thank you for the talks. I want to ask about some of technology that we know. We know about DeepSeek. It has emerging, lastly using the reinforcement model for the LLM. And the performance, sometimes people say that it can be better from ChatGPT. And in addition about that, so also for the cost for the training, it also so much cheaper. So I want to know about your opinion about that. So what does Indonesia need to be able to have a model like DeepSeek? Thank you.
Okay, give applause to the. Maybe Dr. Ayu will directly ask.
Very good question.
Yeah.
Namanya
Nisrina.
Nisrina. So the question is how do Indonesia, what Indonesia should do
Yeah.
to build such model. So actually, when I saw you channel one, it's just like one of our effort to build some kind of DeepSeek, but still far away. The accuracy is still far away. So for a company or researcher, if they want to build a good LLM, they need to compare several methods. So that's why in a LLM company, they're actually like 100 engineers because they need to try to conduct several methods. Even though DeepSeek say that they only took like $6 million to build one model, but actually, it's not only one model that already built. They have built many models. That's a problem. Because the first problem is the funding, actually. And then the second problem is the data set. The DeepSeek use 800,000 chain of thought or reasoning data set. A reasoning data set is difficult to build. Like, there is math problem and then you give answer, but not only the final answer, but you also write all the procedures to got that answers. You can imagine 800,000 uh, data, the reasoning data. If you want to make this 800,000 reasoning data, yesterday I made a calculation with my friend. Takes about 20 billion rupiah only to collect the data. The question whether the government or even a company willing to do that. Usually, Indonesian investor they want to have product that will give you revenue in short time. Making an LLM company, it has a high cost and it will not give you a good revenue in short time. Even people said that open AI until now still lost. Yeah, still negative EBITDA. See, even it's a very big one, many people use it, but has this drawback. So the idea for us is that um, it's not. I think it's not feasible if we want to build it from scratch. I just have some conversation about this also with the kementerian, with the ministry. I think it's not, it's not efficient for us to build product from the scratch. 6 million dollar for only one model. I mean, it will be better for us to put this money into universities and schools, right? Yeah. So, strategic one is just using the one that channel have done. You don't build it from scratch, but you build it from the available free LLM. For example, DeepSeek has the DeepSeek V3, right? You build it upon it, or you just compare with the Llama tree. You build up on the Llama tree, or upon the Gemma 2, or it's another one, Quen. They keep on giving a new one, a new one. I think that's a strategy for Indonesia. But first of all, you need to have the data set. Yeah, even conduct the reinforcement learning itself. There are several methods for the reinforcement learning. You still need to do some experiments to see which reinforcement learning are suitable for us. Yeah, we want to build that, but until now, even the minister, when I said about this, they're still kind of okay. There are so many budget was cut and everything. Yeah, and then the industry also they choose to use the API. Actually, there are several or many industry in Indonesia. They said like this is an LNLP industry, but actually they use the API from OpenAI, yeah, or from Microsoft or from Google. They don't really build it; they just build up on the API. Yeah, I know several companies like that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ayu, for the answer. Please give applause. Uh, well, we still have time. Maybe another question for the participant. It's our time to discuss from the expert of natural language processing in Indonesia. Maybe another question from the crowd or participant. Maybe please check from to operator. Maybe there's question from the online. No, okay, okay. Jika tidak, okay. If not question, is my task. It's my job to Dr. Ayu Purwarianti. Dr. Ayu is very insightful, inspiring presentation. Maybe I have one question. What is the major challenges in training like language model, especially in Indonesian language, and how can this challenge be addressed? You say that we have faced the some challenge like funding researcher, and we must have good uh, data set to deploy good large language model, and how we face our opportunity to challenges the DeepSeek and ChatGPT. It's more leading in Indonesian language model. Maybe what must we do? Okay.
Yeah. So I feel it's the continuation from the previous question, right? so, so like I said before about the data set, I just remember just now. Actually, Indonesia has, national library, for example. We have Bapanas with a lot of documents, I believe, in Bapanas or Bank of Indonesia. But the problem, do they want to give or share the data set? That's the problem, Pak. Actually, we met this pusat bahasa and everything. And when we asked them, their question is, what is the win-win solution for us? So this spirit of sharing, data sharing, is actually also a homework for us. It's very, very big homework. Because they think that if they own the data, I mean, they will have, get, it's belong to them, right? Like the dictionary KBBI.
sectoral.
Yeah, the KBBI one. We asked the KBBI in the software, the file. Hey, what is the reason that they don't give us? Like you said, oh, this one is was made by this person, so you need to contact this person and everything. It's so many reasons, but the willingness is not there. I think the leadership is very important. Yeah, if the highest leader, for example, if the president or anyone has a big, authority, they can just you have to give this data to build our LLM, and then this and then now this bureau, ministry, or person or people, or anything, they need to obey, or they will use their job because it's not belong to them. It's belong to the government. They're already being paid, right, to write this data. But why do they just keep it? So it's another problem of us. We don't have the data sharing spirit. Yeah, even though we said like gotong royong and everything, it's kind of like just a jargon, right? So we want to ask them. Actually, we are in the middle of it, but it's not easy. I don't know. We can get the data and also try to build it. I hope people, I mean the ministry and also the president and everyone, they understand that actually LLM is one of the strategic things for Indonesia. We can use it for many things. For teaching, for example, you build the learning application and then behind it you use the LLM. It's for the chatbot to give tutor, right? Of course, teachers cannot be replaced with the AI, but it will enhance students' experience and also knowledge. And then you can also use it for the governments to help them in making reports and everything, right? So there are so many usefulness thing about this LLM, but still the authority they don't have. I mean, they don't make it as the priority. Okay, this is another thing about the AI sovereignty and everything. No, we use is a sorry. We people use the OpenAI. ChatGPT is the first number one application used by Indonesian. It is number one. People can use for everything. Then I heard that people they upload their medical record. You know,
It's very
it's it's not right. It is a privacy. Yes, you cannot upload your privacy there, right? So we give our data for nothing to all these big companies. Okay, so data is number one.
I think we must develop our Indonesian natural language model because privacy issue when we use ChatGPT. Okay, maybe another question from the participant, maybe from Bu Wadik. Have question? Okay, okay. Uh, any other question? We have still 6 minutes. Okay. Please introduce yourself and give your question.
Thank you. My name is Farhana. I'm from Universitas Negeri Surabaya. First of all, I would appreciate your effort to preserve Indonesian language with the technology. It's really inspiring. So, as you mentioned earlier, that dialect recognitions is more challenging than text analysis or sentiment analysis. Because actually, for example, for speech recognitions, dialect have, for example, same words can be different meaning, like dialect in Surabaya, for example. That dialect can describe with the tones and that with facial expressions and more challenging. And then what is your technique to handle that challenge and what is your method to do that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Please give
Thank you for
applause.
the question.
Give question. Maybe Dr. Ayu can directly answer the question.
Miss Farhana. Yeah, thank you for the question. It's a good question. So about the speech recognition, there are also several methods on the speech recognition, but nowadays we use this deep learning also. Yeah. So there is like this multimodal language model. So not only large language model where the input is text, but there's also a multimodal large language model. The multimodal means the input is not only text, but also image and also audio. So for this LLM, they're actually kind of almost language agnostic. They don't have special treatment for each language. So the treatment will be the same. So the answer is still the same, the data set. So what we need to do is just to collect the data set for each dialect. For example, Indonesian language itself is held, spoken by Javanese people or spoken by Batak people. It has different dialect and also like different structures, different grammars. Yeah, but we understand. But the computer it will be not that easy. So the key is the data. How to collect this audio data? It is more difficult actually compared to the text one. Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. We still have 3 minutes. How is fast?
Oh.
Okay. I'm interesting about Cendol framework. Maybe Dr. Ayu can tell to us how you develop Cendol. It's very interesting because the name is traditional food from Indonesia, and what uh, we as a student or lecturer can we use that framework for the research. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Pani. So why did we choose Channel? Because actually Channel is quite famous also in the Southeast Asia. In Malaysia, Singapore, they know Channel also. It is all there. So the idea is, for Channel is just to do fine tuning or build a new LLM, but using the base one. So what we conducted here is that we tried to build the data, but many of the data set actually a synthetic one, not a natural one. This is another problem actually. Yeah. We try to build like don't remember the exact, is it like 5.3 million data set, the prompt. The prompt is the thing that we input it into the LLM and then it will give the result, right? So it's like the pair of the prompt and also the response. So we try to collect those data set. Most of them are built synthetically. Then after that, we just conduct common techniques to do the fine tuning. Okay. So we haven't conduct the reinforcement learning yet, but there will be like another step. Yeah. When you see the people building this channel, actually, most of us like trying to spend our voluntary time. It's not our main research actually. Like the voluntary time from some you know students, PhD students, Indonesian PhD student from HKUST, and then also from another like MBC UAI. But it's not really a main research. It's only in the spare time. So we just want to show that we Indonesian people can also build our Indonesian LLM if there is like enough data set, enough infrastructure, then we can help you. That's the message that we want to point out through that channel paper actually.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ayu Purwarianti, for insightful and inspiring discussion. The time is. Thank you for our discussion. And we can conclusion we must love more our mother language. If don't ask who will be develop our language, our let's say language. Okay, give applause once more for Dr. Ayu Purwarianti. Okay. Now, it's great pleasure to welcome you to this second keynote session. at ICADEIS 2025. One of the most impactful domain is health informatics and medical artificial intelligence, a field that rapidly reshaping healthcare, clinical decision making, and medical research. To guide us through this fascinating topic, we are honored to have with us today an outstanding expert in health informatics and artificial intelligence, Dr. Edi Triono Nuryatno. He is a health informatics specialist at the Center for Medical Research, the University of Western Australia. He is an internationally recognized expert in clinical algorithm, AI driven medical decision support system, and digital health technologies. He holds PhD in Management Information System from Edi Triono University, Australia, and has extensive expertise in clinical data science, digital health information, and AI application on medicine. He also founding member of the Asia Europe for Artificial Intelligence Network, where he collaborate with experts across the globe to advance AI healthcare solutions. Okay, without further ado, please join me welcoming Dr. Edi Triono. Please give your presentation in 30 minutes. Give applause for Dr. Edi.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for having me in this amazing events. So, in this my presentation, I will bring you from another perspective. That's from the medical perspective. So, bear with me about this. Okay, I'm a health informatician and also a founding member of the AE for artificial intelligence. That's for the Asia and Europe for the artificial intelligence. Uh, please welcome, and we will work together in this network. Right now, it's quite scary. Clinical algorithm. What is that? So basically, it's a system within the health informatics. Now, I think the battery is out or is off. Okay, technical problem. All right. Who knows about the clinical algorithm here? Anyone? Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is the boring stuff, but we must bear about this. Clinical algorithm. What is this? It says it's a rule of procedure for solving a clinical problem. Okay. That's easy. Whether it be one of diagnosis or management. That's how. Remember, we are dealing with human. Okay. And then these algorithms are consisting of a set of detail. That's how. Step-by-step instruction which tell the user not only which task to perform. Okay, that's one. In addition, the sequence in which they are to be performed. Now, um, you know, if we talk about algorithm, it will be presented in the graphic format, of course, at flowchart. That's the easy one. Let's see now. This is the development. So it's been lingering around for 30 years, almost 40 years. So it's not new. Yeah, it is not new. In 70 to 80s, it was developed to educate the new health practitioners. So it will be educated the junior doctors. Junior doctors, the nurse, physician, etc. And then with the emerging technology developed in 90s to 2010s, it developed to the context of patient care. So we begin with the technology there, right? So they have the technology to recognize the minor illness, the chronic disease, etc. But now, to date, we have the digital health. So yeah, we have we increase the accuracy, we enhance the consistency, and etc. But see this. Okay, next. All right. Okay. No, back. Is anyone? Okay. All right. We can see ourselves here. Yeah. Okay. Go back, please. Go back. Okay, here. All right. So this is the algorithm in the health informatics. We have three things. One is for the teaching, and the second one is for the tools, and the third one is for the context for the artificial intelligence itself. See here. For the teaching, they have a sequence of clinical decision. Yeah. And then for the tools, I think some of us already use the tools. Anyone here? Anyone use the tools? No? To questions your illness, etc. Anyone has? No? Okay, that's all right. And then we also have the clinical algorithm in the context of AI. Now we see the example. All right. This is a very common illness for us, diarrhea. I believe everyone in here already had the diarrhea. Is that correct? Yeah? Right. Diarrhea caused by different names depending on how long it lasts. So the keyword what? How long it lasts. Number 1, 2, 3. Acute diarrhea, persistent diarrhea, chronic diarrhea. Now, see, oh, there's no. Okay, this is the algorithm, as you can see here. It's a very common flowchart. Anyone agree? Yeah, but very difficult to design. Why? Because it needs to be approved by medical doctors. It has a lot of medical sciences knowledge. Who designed this? The designer is a health informatician, but need to be approved by medical doctors. See here, we have the acute. See the acute one here. That's a flow here. Include the medication. And see the chronic one. Imagine this flow chart inside your machine learning. Imagine that. It's a AI doctors. Imagine that. Okay, next. Very common. Headache. We have headache. Do you know? We have 150 types of headaches. They fall into two main categories, primary and secondary. See the flowchart? It's quite simple. But they have two important things. As you can see here, the race. One is the low one, the other one is the high. Let's see the high one. high risk, abnormal, etc. See this? Initial labs based on suspected diagnosis. The doctor will be asking or refer you to get a lab test. One of them is CBC. Who knows about CBC? Who knows in here? No one. Because it's a medical term. CBC is, what is that? Complete blood count. DSH. Thyroid. ESR. That's the test for, what is that? Viruses and bacteria. So, yeah, I know it's not easy to be a health informatician because need need to submerge into the medical knowledge. But as you can see in here, the flow chart. The flow chart is quite simple, right? Now, see the low risk one. Migraine include one of them. Okay, this is the boring flow chart. Let's see this one. This is very easy to understand, right? Very easy. So anyone who have a migraine should be like this. But the fascinating one is see, type, location, character, duration, associated symptom, and the treatment. You can be a doctor. See, migraine headache, tension, TMG, yeah, one side of head. This one, hypertension. You had the migraine over here. You need to check your cholesterol over here. Okay. So if we had this in our system, it will be a lot of help for our doctors. I mean, I believe all of you have visited the hospital in Indonesia. I was visited once and I heard the nurse call a patient like 178. That's 178 in a day. Numbers. The queue is like incredible. Right. Thanks. Yeah. So this is a very common as well, diabetic. But the sample is the type 2, not the type 1. The type 1 is genetic, the type 2 is lifestyle. See the medication, the symptom, etc. It's already there. It's already there. But you know what? 3 years ago, we had the research in my university, and I'm one of them. And we acknowledge one important thing about type 2 diabetic. One of the causes, it was the pollution. Was the pollution. Yeah. It's called PM 2.5, particulate matter 2.5. So imagine all the courier, like the Gojek one, they have to leave the street every day. They're very vulnerable. So yeah, not just only sugar, but also the lifestyle. Even if you lack of sleep, continuously like a yearly lack of sleep. Remember, students, get your sleep properly because it will be you will have a chance to have the diabetic type. Okay. Next. Okay. This is dengue. Very common as well. Oop. Okay. I think the computer need to be restarted. Okay, no worries. So the dengue, um, we have three groups in the dengue. One is for outpatient, the second one is for the inpatient, and the third one is for the inpatient management, but for the worst case. Dengue is very common in tropical island, especially in Indonesia, and it's considered as a factor virus. Why it's called factor? Because it came from the bugs, the mosquitoes. And not only dengue, we also have the chikungunya and etc. It's very dangerous. We in Australia, we don't have any dengue things here. So normally our patient came with the dengue diagnosis or symptoms. Makes our doctor to study more about the tropical disease. That's very fascinating for Australian doctor about the dengue. But see here, we can create this. We can create the diagnosis, the warning sign, and also grouping into three group of patients. This is the group. See, this is the outpatient management. We have the methods for the control of the fever. We can have also like the warning sign and also how to prevent the spreading of the dengue within your house. One of the area in Australia that have the dengue is the north one. That's Darwin, close to Indonesia, but not in Melbourne, Sydney, or in my hometown in Perth. So yeah, this is the group for inpatient management. This is the group B. See the question, does the patient have any dengue warning sign? See page 1 to here, and then go to the other question. So basically in here, what is the common thing from the flowchart? But you can see from questions. Everything is a lot of questions. Yeah, see? Questioning and the answer is yes or no. Is that the information system? Yes. Okay, that's the common. This is the uncommon. This is cancer. And this is my field. So my field is within the cancer area for the health informatics. As you can see here, sign and symptoms of cancer depend on where the cancer is, how big it is, and how much it's affect nearby organ or tissue. It has the breast cancer, the lung cancer, skin cancer, and etc. Unfortunately, this one is not clear, but you are welcome to have my presentation. So can you see clearly in here? There's a lot of cancer in here. But the problem is if cancer is metastatic. Cancer is curable, believe me, even for the stage 4. Yeah. But we need early detection. The problem is the early detection, the diagnosis. That's the problem with the I don't know how to say it, but in Australia we have a very eye technology like that. So it's a very easy for us to detect the cancer within weeks for diagnosis. Okay, now this is another example using the artificial neural networks. So basically, this one is image recognition. This is common, vitiligo. You know, the white spot in your skin, and then ulcer, tumor, necrosis, eczema. That's a very common in a tropical one. See it here? This is the bot bites. If you see the bite like this, it will be spider bites. In Australia, it's very dangerous to have a bite by the spider because we have the redback. You can Google it. It's very poison one. And this one is mosquito. Imagine if you have a like a bug bites on your skin, and then you just take a photo and then upload it into the system. You can see, oh, I got the bite from the tick, and you know what the medication of it. This one is a tumor, a skin tumor. I know it's no good. Okay, this is the skin tumor. This side is a benign, so it's not cancer. The other one is malignant. This is cancer. In I think in Indonesia it's called tumor jinak, and the other one is tumor ganas. Tumor jinak is benign, non-cancer. The malignant is cancer. So we have the symmetry, we have the border, we have the color, diameter, and evolving. Okay. Oh, one more. I forgot. Even the nails. See your nails now. For the awareness. Which color do you are? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? But don't worry. Probably a false alarm. Okay, now clinical algorithm, data sciences, and health informatics. Now we go to the data science. And I'm fully agree 100% with Dr. Ayu about the importance of the data. So yeah, clinical algorithm will be nothing without the data. Yeah. Here, data science, the first step in understanding the real world data is this one. Data science becomes useful when we have a large number of data example. That's the problem. Okay. Now, what's the relevance between the data science and health informatics? I consider myself as a health informatician. So health informatics is the transdisciplinary that's integrating different scientific and extra scientific. But mostly uh, we need to have a very deep knowledge within the medical sciences. That's the mostly the problem with the health informatics in the world. But you know what? How many health informatics now in the world? We only have 967 in the world certified, and one from Indonesia. That's free. Me, because even though I'm living in Australia, but I'm still have the passport with Garuda inside. Okay. Okay. I would like to highlight this one. This is my framework. This is about the data science. So I believe everyone have the understanding, more understanding about the data, and data is something that factual. But in here, if we have the new technology, the emerging technology within the data science, that we need things for foresight, so we will have more knowledge within the predictive thing, not just only descriptive. Why? See here, data. We need to understand the situation. When we understand the situation, we will have the factual information. What? Okay, that is still in description. That's probably called like um, data analytic as a profession, but not data scientist. After this, we have the actionable information. That's knowledge because we gain knowledge from the information. And then after that, of course, when we have the knowledge, we will have the insight. This one is the base of the data science. After the data, information, and knowledge. With this one, we will have the model for predictive. But that's not enough with the artificial intelligence, not just only insight. We need a foresight. What's that? Prescriptive. Define action. For example, like this. If you go to the doctor, you provide information about your illness. Okay. And the doctor will be asking a lot of questions. He or she will be gaining information and collecting data. Yeah. Okay. And then when he or she, when the doctor had the all the information, the doctor have the knowledge, right? So it will be combined between the data information and the knowledge. After that, what will be the doctor do? He will predict. Oh, okay. The patient have the illness with the diarrhea, with this type, etc., etc. With his knowledge or her knowledge, the doctor will be uh, have the like a medication for the patient, and then he will prescribe your drugs, your medication. Correct? That's prescriptive. Meaning, what should we do to make things happen? To make the patient pure. So this is the framework, but within the health informatics currently. Next. This is the competency. If you're wondering, what is the or what are the competencies for the health informatics? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but mostly within the information system or informatics. One, see here, information system, even in here, information technology, leadership and management. Even they have the social and behavioral sciences as well. But number one in here, health sciences and the core health informatics, that's the hard part. The hard part. Okay, next. This is the subdivision within the health informatics. And probably you heard about the telemedicine and etc. That will be in here, consumer health informatics. If you're wondering about my division in here, actually I'm here, clinical informatics. That's why I'm have a lot of knowledge within the medical things. So This is just only the division. Next, this is the application. This is the, okay, we'll start from here. Cancer prognosis. Can we access this one freely? Yes. This is free. Please go. Yeah. You can, you can enter the age. You can enter everything about the your prognosis in here. Normally, if you go to the doctor, you went to the doctor and then the doctor will be give you things about the data and information. Just put it here. What about the accuracy? 95%. Here we have also the outcome calculator. This one is for the melanoma cancer. That's the other name for the skin cancer. But the deadliest one, melanoma. Why? Because normally skin cancer we can surgery or open the tumor, but with the melanoma it will be spread under your skin. The other one, we can have the risk calculator. This one for the skin cancer, but this one is for the health professional. But if you have like the data on here, just put it like this. The other one is melanoma outcome patient predictive tools. This is, I don't know how to say it, but this is probably I need to be careful about this. I mean, uh, we not consider as a god, but this is like a tools so you can see how long you can live. Just only the prediction from the medical perspective, not from the other side. The other one, this is a very fascinating one. It's called UB. You can check your symptom and find possible causes just only for 3 minutes. See, start with symptom. You had headache? Just click headache and after that, there's a lot of questions. Just fill it. And there will be several answer for your symptom. You can start with the GIS or you can start with the body part. This is okay. Back. Lab test result. How many of you wondering about your laboratory test? Just go here. This one, CBC, complete blood count. Just go there, enter, enter the numbers, and enter this. This is the last one. Hopefully, I'm still in time. Okay, 40 seconds. This is drug interaction checker. Just put, I put like a sample in here, amoxicillin and warfarin. And the system had found the two interaction. This is the interaction. Significant interaction possible. Increased effect of warfarin by other medication. Increased effect of by other mechanism. So be careful with your medication. How many of you know how to take your medicine? Normally in your medication information just only 3x1, 2x2, right? How many of you know it should be take by morning, noon, or there's interaction with food? Yeah. So This one is a very useful one. Okay, thank you. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay. Uh, Thank you, Dr. Edi Triono, for insightful presentation. We have just privileged to listening the second keynote from Dr. Edi about transforming healthcare through AI and digital health information. His extensive expertise in health informatics, clinic algorithm, and AI-driven decision making has provided us with deep understanding how AI is revolutioning healthcare from early disease detection and risk stratification to clinical decision support system and personalized treatment plans. Now, we will open the floor for our discussion and Q&A session where you have the opportunity to engage directly with Dr. Edi. This is great chance to explore the future of AI in healthcare, discuss the challenges of digital health transformation, and seek deeper insight into the application of clinical algorithm and predictive analytic in medicine. Dr. Edi have shown to us how to early detection uh, with any disease. Okay, let's begin discussion. Who would like to ask the first question? It's very interesting. Okay, please introduce yourself and give the question.
Okay, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. Hello, Dr. Edi. My name is Inka Shatus Padarma, and I would like to ask some question. In this presentation, I was fascinated by the technology in Australia that can diagnose the cancer early just within weeks. May I ask, what is the main technology that are used in that technology? Is like maybe clinical algorithm or any specific model of AI? That's it for the question. Thank you.
I think it's good question. How the Australian government can do this
Okay.
application?
Thank you, Gancha. I would call that one is challenging questions. Okay, first of all, we cannot compare apple to apple between Indonesia and Australia. Why? Because Indonesia have like 270 million people, and Australia is just only 10% of it. So compare in the population, we are less, very much less from Australia, from Indonesia. Okay, that's number one. Number two, every country have a regulation and operating procedure. So in Australia, mostly, the doctor will be follow the standard operating. That's they don't care about anything, just follow the SOP. And the SOP, one of the is clinical algorithm. So start with questions. Start with question, yes or no. For example, someone come with the lump on their thighs here. That's the only an example. And the patient came to the GP. GP is like Dr. Umum. He's a general practitioner, and he complained about the lump in here. What will be the doctor do? It will be examine the lump and then ask a couple of questions. If the lump is not painful, that will be an alarm for the doctor. Mostly lump will be painful, but this one not. Okay. And the GP will be refer into the test. The basic test will be ultrasound. That's very common, even in Indonesia, USG, we call it ultrasound over there. And then the ultrasound came, the GP will be back to the GP, it will be referred to the MRI. Next step by step. MRI. After that, it will be increased into CT scan. After the CT scan, that's a very common technology. But remember, the clinical algorithm and then the SOP. After the MRI, after the CT scan, will be referred into a specialist, not just only the GP, but the specialist that related into the specific lab. If the CT scan result came with, for example, like a blood cancer things, it will be referred into the hematologist. When it came into the hematolo, it will be referred into another test. Why? It's so many tests. Because we need a confirmation, confirm. And then it will be what another test from there? It will be a biopsy. So you can see the step. From the biopsy, what next? After the biopsy, the hematologist will be see, oh yeah, this is confirmed. It's malignant, not benign. Okay, that term used for the patient. But like I said, cancer can be cured. After that, the patient will be referred for the final step before the treatment. What is that? The PET scan. It's called positron emission tomography. What is that for? The PET scan is a map for the metastatic. So we can see the spread of the cancer. If you see the image from the PET scan, it's a very fascinating, I think. Every cancer cell will be glow. It's like glow in the dark. Okay. So when all tests done, that's within the weeks. But remember, 270 million to 7 million. That's within the week. Within the week, the doctor will be create the treatment regime, and they also know about the states, because the states in Indonesia is called stadium. The states 1 to 4. Sometimes it's like stage 2A, stage 2B, or stage 3C. How do they know about the 2 or C or A or B? From the tests, from the biopsy, from the PET scan, from the CAT, etc. Okay, so within the weeks, the result come, and then the doctor will have the treatment regime. Yeah, and then the patient will be undergo into the treatment, and the treatment not just only the chemotherapy, but can be like the targeted therapy, can be the immunotherapy as well. What's the difference? All the same. I mean, everyone will be have the side effect. Will have the side effect, but the different. This is not the medical things lecture, but this is just only the general. Um, you know, if we have an enemy in my palm like this, and in my palm there's a lot of villages, like villages in here. Chemo is like bombing all the area. Boom. But we can sure that no one escaped. But the targeted will be specifically bombing one village. If that not spreading, not metastatic. And what for the immuno? Immuno is like um, putting the agent inside and then infiltrate the village without harming others. So something like that. So in some, not because of the technology, the different, but mostly from the problem is from the non-technical thing. For example, like 270 million compared to the 27 million. And the other thing is the standard operating procedure and the clinical algorithm itself. Yeah. Okay. I think
Okay.
that's the answer. Thank you.
Maybe Dr. Edi, I will continue to Miss Inka question. What are the major barriers to adopting AI-based digital health solution in Indonesian, and how can they be addressed, especially to implement the clinical algorithm? Maybe what your suggestion?
Okay. I'm not in the position to make an opinion about Indonesia because I'm not living there. Okay, but this is just only the perspective, not the opinion. Okay, I will begin with this. How many researchers that do the clinical algorithm research? Anyone know? Anyone here? Go to the Google Scholar. Yeah. Go to the Google Scholar and then check. How many? Last time I checked, people.
Vision.
No. But it will be different story if I back for good to Indonesia. Okay, so yeah, that's one of the problem. So is that difficult to research in clinical algorithm? No, actually no. But you need a confirmation from the medical doctors.
And data, it's very
Yeah.
difficult
Yeah.
to get the data from
Yeah.
medical.
So you need a
In
confirmation, not just only from one doctor. That's the problem. EMDT, that's the key. Okay. So you can highlight the MDT. What is that? Multidisciplinary team. Okay. Compare of the consists of the specialists, consists of the expert from the data sciences as well, and the health information, etc. So the key is MDT because in the cancer case in Australia, it always have MDT doctors for one patient. Yeah, for one patient. Oh, how come? Because we need a team. We need a team. For example, like the patient that I told you the story about the blood cancer one. Yeah, it is not just only a blood cancer because it already spread into his liver. So we need a hepatologist. Yeah. And also is already spread into uh, part of the cardio. So we need a cardiologist as well. It's not just only belong to the hematologist. Okay. So the answer is MDT. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Edi, for your suggestion to us. Maybe another question from the participant. Okay, please introduce yourself and give the clear question.
Okay. Thank you for the moderator. Uh, Let me introduce myself. My name is Zainal Abidin from Universitas Teknologi Indonesia, and also I'm student doctoral degree at Lampung University in NLP Bahasa Lampung. My question is, uh, how clinical algorithm is correlated with the expert system in medical science? The first question, and the second question, as we know, if we want to research about uh, medical in algorithm dataset. How about data? As we know, the data is in medical is very not easy and expensive. As I have a friend research about medical. The data only it's 12 data in research about blood. That's he didn't use the machine learning or deep learning, only physiological based. That's the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for the questions. Okay, we have 2 questions and all of them is very great. Thank you. Okay, number 1, expert system.
Clinical algorithm.
Okay, frankly speaking, the clinical algorithm can be applied to anything. So you name it. Even for if you go, you start from the machine learning and then you go to the deep learning, yeah, as long as it's confirmed, the algorithm. So it can be applied to anything. Number 2, okay. What's the question?
But the data, we in Indonesian is difficult to research
Okay,
in
yeah,
clinical
yeah.
algorithm because the medical data
Oh, yeah. Sorry
is very
for that.
difficult.
So,
to get.
yeah. In Australia, if patient came to not to the doctor, but mostly to the hospital or the specific clinic, like in my clinic is a melanoma clinic. When they came, we asked them about the consent letter. Yeah, the consent letter that's saying or stating about the private health data. Of course, it will be considered as anonymous, but in the legal term, we will have like a amount of legally. So how the patient will be agree about the consent because we give them more benefit with the consent. For example, like access to the clinical trials. Yeah. So yeah. So the key why Australia have so many data because legally we have the consent letter for the patient. So that's the key. But from the patient, not from the hospital itself. Okay. From the hospital itself, every researcher, university, or institution should have like the channel to access the system, which also governed by the government. So we have one data. We have one data. So yeah. So it's called I forgot it's the name is changing, but they have one data in there. Yeah. So everyone can access without without worry to legally things about the hospital name, etc., etc. Yeah, every data is there because I manage the data, the cancer data for WA, Western Australia. So I know it's a million of data there. Okay, I think that's my answer. Thank you.
Dr. Ayu, one have question to Dr. Ayu?
It's really related with your answer just now. Just that, because I think the Ministry of Health now in Indonesia, they're also trying to make this AI team, if I'm mistaken. So, if you have some advice to the ministry, what should they do? Because they have this Satu Sehat, for example. Yeah. So do you have any suggestion for them?
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayu. Actually, I know Pak Aji, so yeah, been have a like a meeting with him a couple of times. So yeah, Satu Sehat is something that promising for Asia. If that one delivered, I think the problem with the health data in Indonesia should be solved. For example, if if me, if I went to the one hospital and then I've been referred to another hospital because of the facility is because of in this hospital is lack of facility, and then I have to move to another hospital, the data will be following. Yeah, that's one of the benefit from the Satu Sehat. Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Because the time is up, we will continue the closing remark for keynote session. As we come to the conclusion of our keynote session today, we would like to express our deepest appreciation to Dr. Ayu Purwarianti for sharing their invaluable insight and expertise. Through Dr. Ayu, we have gained a deeper understanding of the evolution of natural language processing in Indonesia, its challenges, and the groundbreaking advancement in the large language model, AI-driven chatbot, and sentiment analysis. Her work in computational linguistics and AI-powered language processing continue to shape the future of NLP application across various industries. Meanwhile, Dr. Eddie session has provided us with a compelling outlook on the transformation of healthcare through AI and digital health innovation. His expertise in clinical algorithm, predictive analytics, and AI-assisted medical decision making has highlighted the tremendous potential of AI in enhancing patient care, early disease detection, and healthy healthcare efficiency. Both of our distinguished speakers have showcased how artificial intelligence is reshaping industry from language technology and social media analytics to healthcare and medical informatics. The research and innovation continue to drive progress in AI implementation, digital transformation, and real-world problem solving. On behalf of ICADEIS 2025, we sincerely thank you to Dr. Ayu Purwarianti and Dr. Edi Triono Nuryatno for their time, dedication, and invaluable contribution. We also extend our gratitude to all participants for engaging in provocative discussion and making this session truly enriching. Let's give one more big round of applause to our keynote speaker, Dr. Ayu and Dr. Eddie. We hope today insight will inspire further research, collaboration, and innovation in AI, NLP, health informatics, and beyond. Thank you, and we look forward to the rest of the conference session ahead. And we give to MC to continue this event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for Dr. Hanif for guidance as a moderator, and thank you Dr. Ayu and Prof. Eddie for the insightful presentation. Very true inspirations. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now process with the certificate by our distinguished keynote speaker and moderator. Firstly, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Ayu Purwarianti to come forward. And the certificate will be presented by Dr. Tin Fabianti Kusumasari as the Vice Dean 1 of Faculty of Industrial and System Engineering. Please, photographer, to take a picture. 1, 2, 3. Okay, finish. Okay, next. Oh, once again, sorry. So there is something for Dr. Ayu. Okay, thank you so much. And next, we invite Professor Dr. Edi Triono, PhD, and the certificate will be presented by Dr. Insinyur Luciana Andrawina as a Vice Dean 2 at Faculty of Industrial and System Engineering. Okay, we invite also Dr. Hanif Roja as a moderator today, and the certificate will be presented by Dr. Sinung as General Chair of ICADEIS 2025. Okay, thank you so much for keynote speaker and moderator today. Give applause. Now, before we continue, we will now take a break for lunch and prayer. This is a good time for you to refresh and recharge before we continue with our next keynote sessions. So the next keynote sessions will be done through Zoom online. So coffee break is in front of this room. Maybe the all participant for break and prayer, and the break will last for 1 hour, and we will resume promptly. So enjoy your break and see you shortly. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.